All right. Good afternoon. And welcome, everybody, to MGE's Halo 5 Summer League 2020. This is the grand finals. This is the last weekend for our SvS. We went through 8 weeks of regularly scheduled season games. Then we hit the playoffs we saw Rain and Crazed go head-to-head. Fringe and Equinox on the lunar side go head-to-head. Fringe and Rain both progressed. Every team playing their hearts out. Then last week we saw Nova and Rain go down to the very last, a final Game 5 in the last best-of-3 series where Nova took that one. And we saw Boggling be pretty dominant in their performance. Haven't seen a whole lot of them. Haven't heard a whole lot of them because they don't participate too often in those listen-ins. But, man, they are a great, great team. And so now this is an incorrect graphic because my mind is wandering as always. This is Nova versus Boggling. Let's give it up, everybody, for these two teams. They've played amazingly this whole season long. Take a quick look at the standings while I change that graphic real quick. Nova went 8-0 in the regular season. Boggling went 5-3. Just like phenomenal gameplay out of all of them. The players, the real heart of every single team. Let's go down the list here. Memes and Beer, E-Hearts, Dark Reaper, Sultanic, Glitchy, Monsters. That's on the Nova side. Cremis, Frosty, Gent, Canadian Walrus, MGE Composure, and Mocket Looney over on that Boggling team. This is going to be a pretty intense one. So we're playing 5 best-of-5s today. The first series, not today. We're going to play the first 2 series today, which means, let's bring that up. There we go. Here it is. So the first 2 series will be played today. The first one being Fathom, then Plaza, Rig, Cryptic, Banter. I'll tell you which game types are on those in a minute. And then the next one will be Rig, Fathom, Plaza, Eden, and Coliseum. First, we're going to see, as you can see, the Ghost, Fire, Sleeper, and Anchor ranks. And then we're going to trade out Ghost for Trident for the second one. This first best of 5, these maps and game types were chosen by Nova. So a little bit of an advantage there. They got to sort of strategize, take a look at what their strengths and weaknesses are, what the strengths and weaknesses are of the other team, and pick the proper ones. You can see a lot of maps returning here. Fathom's a popular one, Plaza's a popular one, Rig as well. So from really both sides feeling comfortable on those maps being probably some of the more popular ones, of course, in Halo 5 in this late stage of this game. So play super well, super interesting. Some of them, again, Rig and Plaza, not symmetrical maps, making those very, very interesting arena-wise, and then Fathom being, similar in size, if you will, to, say, a map like Truth, and then symmetrical on the long side. So those are going to be fun. Today, at 4 p.m., we're going to get this kicked off, so just a couple minutes. I will be joined by my good friend and fellow competitor, Trig. He'll be joining us in just a minute. So, let me get him on the phone real quick, and we can get these games. The players are getting in here. We're excited. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're not already, you should follow us on our Instagram, on our Twitter, to make sure you can stay up to date. While this is the end of the last weekend of Halo, we're certainly going to be doing many more tournaments with MGE, MGL, for Halo in the next couple of months, obviously in preparation too for Infinite. And there's going to be some really fun, cool, big stuff happening there as we do some more collaborations, get some more money in there, bigger prize pools, that kind of thing. So definitely stay tuned. And if you're not familiar at all, at MGE and MGL is sort of the casual competitive branches here of it. No matter what skill level you are, there's a place for you to play competitively and get some money and make some friends and get better at the game. With each of these, like I said, you've got these ranks here, and so everybody can have an opportunity to try out for teams. And the more people that we get, the more teams we can have, and the bigger we can make it, and the more fun we can have. And that being said, too, we have some unique-ish game types and sort of settings. You'll notice, and I'll explain them a little bit as we get into each game, that just to us make the games a little bit more competitive, give us, a little bit of unique factor in there that really allow for some really amazing games. And we've seen that this season. We've seen many games go to best of fives. So these teams are incredibly even. The maps and game types are incredibly balanced. And so we're really just seeing some awesome competition. And I expect nothing less today. So, all right, so before we get to breaking down into the maps, let me get my buddy Trig here on the phone. And we'll get this started off. Hello, Trig. Hello. You seem to have joined me. Maybe. Trig. You are not muted on my end, so you should be all set. I don't know, my friend. Sorry, I'm trying to...
Hello?
Hey, there you are. There you are. What's up, man? How are
that
you?
Was weird. Good. Hello. How about yourself? How's your Saturday afternoon?
You know, my Saturday's been good. It's really hot here.
Good. Hello. How about yourself? Same.
You gotta turn that volume down there.
Yep. I just did.
Nice. Yeah, it's been really hot here. I'm up in the Boston area, but it's good now. I'm staying inside. I got my windows open, and I'm ready to watch some Halo. You ready to watch these guys duke it out today?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm already saying that. I don't know why Mock gets in here. He's not in this until the second series, but he's gonna watch, spectate. I think. I don't know. So. Yeah,
possibly. Very possible.
What's your prediction on this first series?
So that's a great question. Let's bring it up here. So this first series, all these chosen by Nova, and we've got the bottom four here. And I think that's a smart choice,
That's a smart choice, yes. I betcha they already played this in the regular season and they won 3-1.
They did, yep.
So, exactly. So I remember that. I could see an easy 3-1, easy, quick series because this is a high-powering bottom four.
Yeah.
Besides our bottom four. So.
Right, your bottom four, right, that being probably one of the better ones as well. And,
let's just see. I got hope that Nova comes out swinging and get that quick 3-0 and still have that juice still from this first series and going on to the second series. Minusing the ghost, like you said.
Yep.
So.
Yep, they're certainly going to need it.
Yeah, they certainly need they just need the firepower to just get done. Go up quick, 2-0 real quick.
Yeah, so, I mean, taking a look here at Fathom, CTF, the first one they decided to play, Nova, very strong objective team in general. I think Dark Reaper and Sultanix in particular are very objective-oriented. We've seen Dark Reaper play Bombard like he made the game type, and Sultanix is just on top of all the power-ups all the time.
Yeah, that's a really good duo between Soul and Dark Reaper. That's why Soul can slay and to get the power up, remember the time and call it out to his team. And Dark Reaper is really sneaky, like you said on Game 5, with like 3 or 4 sneaky caps right back, boom, right out the bat.
Yep, exactly. And in this one, we do go to 5 caps, and it is not proximity returned either. Like I mentioned, Nova 4-0 in the regular season, in Fathom CTF. Mind-Boggling is 1-1. And postseason, I think Mind-Boggling has played it once, and they won it. It's the same exact lineup that they played it too. So Nova's had an opportunity to watch Mind-Boggling play this with this particular squad of Canadian Walrus, Gent, Frosty, and Cremis.
Yeah, they haven't played against Canadian Walrus yet. They played against Epic Dab since he was on the lineup. That was I believe so. When did Canadian Walrus first came on the team.
Yeah, their
Was it?
last meeting when it was this lineup, I believe that was Epic Dab and not Canadian Raw. So that's sort of a new factor for them. He's been a really aggressive addition to this team, especially, and it'll be interesting to see the bottom four here because Gent in particular, super strong player, but I think can be a little. What's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistent at times. Sometimes he can absolutely go off and dominate, and other times he just kind of like falls back into like a normal sleeper, role, which is totally fine. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player either way. But with the bottom four squad, especially, you've got Frosty as well, who can be like an absolute dominant player as well. And so,
I'm
Frosty curious to see the way these guys all work together. And who's really going to lead the squad, especially when it comes to doing the objectives plays. Because I think, as we've seen so far too throughout the playoffs, I've been looking at the stats. Everybody slays pretty even now at this point. Everybody's capable of doing it. The teams go slay, so it really comes down to that objective play and the decision making of when to push, which power ups to go for, whatever it might be.
But I think the mind-boggling game when they played in the regular season, I think that Slay game went up to like a 50 to 48, 49. It was like a 1-point, 2-point game. The only game they took off of Nova in the regular season. And I think that was Plaza actually. So
I can pull up those stats later, but it was a close one. So it's certainly going to be a challenge. And Fathom CTF, like I mentioned too, just last week Frosty went really well, played really well on it. He went 28 and 20, and Canadian Walrus had 15 assists. So with the same lineup, so it'll be interesting to see again, like I mentioned, who's leading the squad, how they're doing it. Of course, on the other side of things, Nova, every time they've played Fathom CTF, they've held their opponents to under 2 flags, and like I said, they've won all of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're really dominant. I think they were surprised when we played them, when we beat them at flag. I think it was Series 2. I think it was Truth. I don't remember which game it was, but we dominated in a Truth game or something like that. But not in the semis, but let's get into this finals.
Yeah.
I think we're just waiting on you to go to Observe.
We are. We're just waiting on me to get this game going. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is MGE's MGL's SvS Summer League 2020. These are the grand finals. Let's get this kicked off.
Yes, indeed. So what's your prediction? I'm feeling that it'll be a quick 5-0 or 5-2, 5-1, but it'll go into Nova's favor, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, we got a black screen here. Hold on one second. Let me just reset the screen.
It's loading up for me. Sorry, stream.
Technical difficulties here. It was just working a moment ago. It's like wigging out on me for some reason. Don't need to bring this up to the front. Game capture, unload. Properties. Should be going to Xbox Console Companion. Apologies for these technical difficulties. We'll get this game started off in just a minute. Yeah, this was working literally a second ago. So Trig, if you want to do a little bit of casting as you're watching this game, that would be great.
Okay.
Go up to date on what's going on.
Okay, we'll do. Canadian Walrus does have the camo, so we got no flag grabs so far, but it's all looks like actually mind-boggling could be doing a little bit more. Never mind. About even in slays already, and Soul just got the first flag grab and threw it out, and that'll be a quickly returned flag. So we got E-Hertz on top mid, then he got shut down by Frosty. And we got another flag grab from Nova, but just not throwing it out, but still comes at the last minute and save it. And we got both teams are flag running it right now. And it looks like Nope, tied. They didn't like come. So they're just gonna wait for it probably until you get it all figured out.
Yeah, sorry, this is really quite giving me a little run for my
Sorry
money
about that
here.
weird comms.
You're good, man. You're good. You're also doing it like off of my thing. So let me just we'll be right back while I troubleshoot this, everybody. So just give us a moment here. Play a little music. All right. It looks like we are roughly here, everybody. Sorry about those difficulties. That was very strange. I was working in all my tests, and then it just decides to crap out as soon as we start to play. Again, sorry to the players, and thank you guys for doing that so we can bring you guys the best entertainment as we possibly can. I know there's always a question of, oh, man, we were on a roll. We were doing this. We were doing that. It was the beginning of the game. Let's just do a nice reset. I appreciate that from everybody. My sincerest apologies. Trig, my apologies to you, my friend. Thank you so much
You're
for
good.
coming in and trying to do that as best you could.
Yeah.
Back, everybody.
Let's see if it. Hope it doesn't crap out again this time.
Yeah, it was very, very odd. I'm still, relatively new to this streaming, and of course, troubleshoot issues as they come along. Things you've never seen before always lend to be challenging and nerve-wracking, especially when they happen on the fly. So. Thanks everybody for being patient and understanding. Here we go. First one, reset. Fathom CTF.
Let's see.
Oh. Hope everybody's staying hydrated out there. Getting this one.
Always getting that G feel. Getting that G feel in.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go. Not crop it up this time.
Alright, good. Yeah, very odd. I have, for those of you familiar with Streamlabs, a couple different captures, and game capture wasn't coming through, wasn't working, and then it was sort of delayed in actually updating all the graphics and everything on it. So ultimately, probably just means I need a new computer.
I just need another monitor, but let's get into this. Let's start off with Kevin, aka Dark Reaper.
The captain here for Team Nova. It looks like though Mindbog is going to come away with that overshield. Sultanic's going to take out Frosty as Frosty takes out Dark Reaper. And a couple players dead from each team as Memes and Beer is making a good push behind. He's going to get some good shots from Walrus and finish him out. That's the Ghost from this Nova squad, waiting for his team for when he can make a pull. Makes it now. Of course, he's going to be caught a little bit out as Mind-Boggling rotates back. Make sure that doesn't happen.
Memes and Beer can play like a sleeper or even fire. He'll lead the team at times though. Back in the regular season, he went off against us.
Certainly, very true. And Nova as a team in general, they tend to be able to support one another such that you won't see anyone seriously going off in terms of statistics. They all spread the damage. Yeah.
But I think the key for Mind-Boggling to win this bottom 4 matchup is to stop these big pushes by Nova, because you always see these 2 people pushing together. They always go as a group, but I don't know what eHurts is doing, pushing alone. But
well, yeah, now we see that Mind-Boggling is doing the exact same thing. Almost a bunch of 3 of them push up top mid. Of course, Canadian Walrus having a little bit of a battle. eHurts thought mid, he's going to win that. Very slow start for both teams now. Momentum not necessarily going in favor of either one, but with a couple players down from Nova and Canadian Walrus in their base and looking for some players spawning over at Red Bat, they might have an opportunity to pull this. And they stopped it, dead in its tracks. 3 dead for Mind-Boggling. So that's a complete dud run for them. Yeah, it's nice plays, and you saw there, Sultanic getting a nice perfect strike over.
Came on. Try to get that camo, but it got burned around 47, 48. So get back into that.
On here with Premise, the Ghost on Mind-Boggling. His team now taking top mid position. He's looking over to AVAT where Dark Reaper just spawned. Dark Reaper now nading over across the other side of the map where there's some players from Mind-Boggling making a pull. They're going just right down the bottom middle, it looks like. Kind of staying top mid, just putting shots as now he's going to jump down and make the play, but it seems like Nova has stopped his flag again.
Sorry about that. I think it hit me in a while, so I made my mind. There was loud noise from the kitchen, so I'm at my parents' house actually. I got family, so from up north, so I don't normally see my family often, so they're down here.
That's really nice.
So
that's great.
yeah.
As that's happening, looks like Mindbog is going to be the first one to put in a flag cap.
Flag cap, yep. And I think Mind-Boggling is really a different team from the regular season when this Nova team beat them 3-1. But let's just see what happens. I'll never doubt Nova. They could come back at any point of the game. They could just flip on a switch and just turn the tide. On put the pressure on you instead of them. But that's a crucial missed with the railgun from memes.
Yeah, and your point about it, you know, being able to come back at any point in the game, that's CTF, especially CTF on foul. It only takes 10 seconds to run that flag back and forth. But now, see Canadian Walrus with the camos, we get about the 5:30 mark, and he's going to be basically in a great position to support. If he can win this fight against Memes and Beer, that'll be huge, and he doesn't. He just barely gets the trade. Nicely done by Memes and Beer.
That's a really good burn with camo. But Ehurst is alone. But got the trade, but they got real done. Their own base.
Yeah, that trade was key, and also even just pushing him off of top mid was huge. You can see here right now a couple players from Nova top mid as they are now going back to sort of defend their base a little bit.
And then Ehurst got a little payback from that last. And then Ehurst is running the flag and he got stopped. They're playing not Nova, really. They're just solo pushing the flag. I'm surprised about this.
Yeah, I agree. They feel like their communication, their teamwork is just a little slow to start, maybe, you know. But hey, you know, they're only down 0-1. So.
Down 1.
I don't even know how Ehart survived that one. He's gonna have some help. This is a triple push. 3 members of Nova inside Mind-Boggling base. He's gonna fly out. Looks like he wants to go bottom mid. Really interesting route, and this is gonna put Nova in a really good position to get this recap, especially because Ehart is still alive here. He's putting shots on Gent. Gent though, staying alive, doing a good job.
Ooh! Got the reset. Ehart did not do well with that. Or he did really well with that.
It was huge, yeah.
Huge on his part. But Gent barely touched it and gave him another. But that didn't matter.
Yeah, fortunately enough, Nova put on that pressure and continued it as, you know, even as that sort of last-ditch effort was made by Gent. And,
but didn't doing long enough, yeah. Camo is up, and Ehart spots it. Because I think I don't know who got camo. I really thought Soul got it. Or the trade.
Burned. Yeah.
I swear I thought I saw Solo up there with it, but
he might have. It was up a little bit before. Like I said, now a couple players inside Mind-Boggling's base. Nova not picking up the aggression for sure. As I say that now, Gent in a really great position here on the porch, putting good shots in, taking out Memes and Beer. All their team members down low. Gent now likely to get some high ground. Really like to see this. Be able to finish off Ehart's right there, and that means Mind-Boggling is going to secure their second cap.
this is a really good Halo game. Really sweaty and Soul used.
Yeah, it's nice. It's, you know, it seems like too. It's nice and easy to cast here too. They're playing very deliberately, you know, making sure that they have help, making sure they're hitting their shots. I wouldn't be surprised to see very high accuracies from these players in this game. As you know, Mind-Boggling going off, trying to make
A big push.
push there. Very smartly switching to the pistol from his railgun, being able to kill that player one shot. Now he's going to start to make a flag run. Sees that player up in the top bridge and elects to go into the slide, but unfortunately that is exactly where I believe Kremis spawns. He's able to clean him out. That'll most likely be a dead flag. So now we see Frosty take the lead. This could be an opportunity that they need to make another pull. Struggling just a little bit there to get the back snack, but now of course he's in the enemy base. He's gonna just throw it out that play. Wow, that's eagle eyes right there from Ehart. Starts putting the shots on him.
Our flag's been taken. We returned
looks
our
like
flag.
Nova
You have the flag.
They're able to still get this flag capped in despite Mind-Boggling having the camo.
Yep. And can he get it? Yes, he did.
I like that push from Canadian. He missed that player who was one shot. I believe that was Dark Reaver. Panic now coming up with on the backside of it. I like the aggression by him, but I think he can just nade it as opposed to just pushing straight into that engine. And now there's Nova in a good position to get about the 2-minute mark soon. And there's a double from Sultanic. He's going to take this triple. Not quite, but good damage he's doing. He's just zoning and blocking that quite a bit. Fortunately, there was no one there from his team to grab that flag as he was blocking.
Gun is up. Find our flag. Defend our carrier.
But this is a really tight game.
Now with about a minute 45 left to go, this looks like it'll be the last camo before we potentially go into overtime as we see Canadian Walrus get a double bottom head for that triple. And both teams, this time electing to just go for the flag forward, trying to get control. Nice shot by Canadian Walrus onto Sultanic. That's going to be huge for staying alive with blue shots from these players. Fortunately, Kremis is the only one in position. Oh no, they've got a player, Mind-Boggling top mid, who can potentially do some shots. That's Frosty. He's not just guarding the flag, doing a good job at staying alive.
Enemies return flag.
Nice placement that grenade. Unfortunately, Knockjet is smart enough to be able to jump right over it. Otherwise, that would be Boggling goes up 3-2, 50 seconds left in the game. This is Nova's going to have to make a good push here to make this come back.
I fully agree.
This was the game type on my list here. This was the only one of these that I think could Mind-Boggling. Didn't know really who to pick, either Mind-Boggling or Nova. We're seeing certainly the gameplay that makes that decision difficult right now. Kremis making a really smart brain and big brain play here. If they get this flag to be, it has these 10 seconds to return, and so if it's touched again just one more time, which it feels like it's going to be, that is going to be all she wrote. Nova unfortunately wasn't in a position to grab that flag anyway, but that one will go to time. One of the first capture the flags that Nova has lost. Aside from that one, I think, against you guys on Collie.
I believe they were undefeated on this map, too, too.
Yeah, on Fathom they were, so that was the first one that they will give up. This bottom 4 squad going in favor of Mind-Boggling. It's Fathom CTF. Let's take a quick look at these stats before we jump into the next game. What stands out to you here, Trig?
I'm just really surprised that Mind-Boggling actually won a good game against Nova. Was a really strong capture the flag game on Fathom. They really studied that map, I guess, and really surprised me and actually slowed down Nova's big pushes as well.
Yeah.
But let's see if Nova can bounce back and get this Slayer.
Agreed. Just updating the graphics here momentarily. Thanks for being patient. We'll put this one up. Mind-Boggling up 1-0. Next one's going to be Plaza Slayer. This one in the regular season, Nova went 3-1. Mind-Boggling went 2-0. So again, strong, both strong. Mind-Boggling, particularly strong Slayer team. Nova not necessarily keen on the Slays in general. Obviously, though, those being a big part of their objective wins. In the postseason, Nova is 1-0 on Plaza Slayer, and mine is 1-0 on Plaza Slayer. So both, have that experience. Of course, Nova's game against you guys, every Slayer game against you guys was very close, 50-45 basically with that, and Reaper, Memes, and Hearts being sort of the the constant ones now for this Plaza Slayer again, and everything. They had equitable stats for that one. Mind-Boggling's win. We'll have no Cremis for Looney in that one, so certainly trading Trident for Ghost will make a difference. Well, so we'll see sort of how this shapes up into be a Slayer match here.
Yeah, this is a big series that Nova needs to win if they want to compete against Mind-Boggling. If they somehow lose this and going against Looney already be down one series, 1-0, the pressure's on them. But then it's Mind-Boggling and Looney on that team, especially when it's Gent and Looney on the same team. That's a scary team. You could go watch out for Looney or Gent or even Walrus going off.
Yeah, certainly very true. And real quick, we're seeing this Mind-Boggling team play incredibly well. Gent going off, Frosty going off, Canadian going off, and Cremis, supporting, even bringing up the rear, 20 kills. So this team really capable of doing it, and we'll see how this sizes up for a Slayer match.
Yeah. See if Nova can bounce back.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're going to start off here with Canadian Walrus, who had a really great game. We were on his POV quite a bit last time. Going to put shots on Sylvanik, who's able to take that overshield, but not quite able to do it. But I like this play by Canadian Walrus. He's still taking a good position, just preserving his life there, and now he's not going to challenge any more than he needs to, putting shots on those players. And yes, this is a Slayer game, so him conserving his life is going to be important, as now he is rotating back towards his team. Going to get into a one-on-one fight now with Sultanic. That's Leon Oxide, if you're not familiar, making a name change for himself. And Sultanic a little bit out of position. Now Canadius trying to get a good spot to get some shots on these players, but Nova's players are all over in that nest area.
I just want to say that it's already 7-1 already. And this is not what Mind-Boggling does not want. Be down 6 kills already.
Yeah, exactly. And the Canadian Walrus playing very conservatively. We're not usually seeing him play the way he plays. And we're going to switch off him just for a moment as we go to a little bit more action. So I think that's making a difference here. I think normally you're used to seeing him be much more aggressive. And so I think as this game progresses, he's going to get a little bit more comfortable, at least on Plaza, moving with his teammates.
You normally see if you just see a player leave, that was just a random join the game and he left. So we're still on. No one lagged out or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was just briefly checking. I was like, wait, did somebody lag out? I was on with Cremis, who had a nice double kill just a second ago. And now they brought this right back, 10-10. This Chent now being very aggressive with his teammates, putting pressure on these Nova players again, who like to hang out at Nest.
I think the strong point of this map is Nest, and died right in front of the OS, and so got the OS and got burned. Cremis burned. That was a...
Yeah, that backsmack. He backsmacked him right away for that end. As we saw it on Ehart's screen here, he's got this sniper holding it down up at the cafe area, just watching these angles.
This is not what... If I was Mind-Boggling, I would not let Ehartz have the sniper rifle. He's really dangerous with sniper. When he goes off with the sniper. He will not miss.
And just
like you just saw.
Yep. Wow. Called it right away.
10 seconds to
So this is a good point for Nova to pull away with Ehartz with the sniper rifle. Just find those heads and...
Sniper rifles on the field.
Yeah, you can see, though, he's having a tough time doing so. Mind-Boggling is playing it so well, staying out of the sight lines. I'm sure they're calling him out exactly where he's expected to be. I want to go into a little bit of a listen-in just as this Nova team starts to try and pull away, just to see what their comms look like. Hotel. Garbage truck now with sniper. Getting sniper at
Hey,
garbage.
he's garbage. He's garbage. He's on me. On my ex. Loop.
He's right here. I mean, he's on me, guys. Come on, bottom mid.
He's one shot on Priya.
I got him.
One shot.
He's pushing you weak. He's pushing you one shot.
No.
Where is he?
One top dip.
Top dip.
He's next to garbage.
Got him.
Nice. One pushing you.
Another one there.
He's one shot on me. One shot on me. Going back. Alex behind
Tap
you.
dip and go.
Alex
Tap dip
going
and
lift
go.
right now. Lift right now behind you. Lift.
Sniper's on me if someone wants to grab it.
Dude, Canadian just
One shot dip.
Where is he?
Hey,
One's
OS
at posters.
OS now.
They're pushing us from posters.
44 OS.
They're all
Yeah,
pushing.
OS.
Oh my god.
Where is it? Where is it?
They already have OS.
Okay.
OS, dude. If
All
it's
right,
not
all
up
right.
by 40, it's gone. Let's say 46.
OS is burned. Canadians down there with snipe. You got a flank on them.
Yeah,
Look
they're all
net.
on me. I
Look
can't.
net. And garbage.
I need help. I'm dead. Guys, one shot lift. Two at lift. They're dead.
It's okay.
Garbage truck, jet.
Oh, going back and forth there. Nice, fast comms, but very accurate as well. Talking super well. I like to see it.
Yeah, calling when someone was going up, was frosting on up lift, and just saying memes, or his every tag is Alex, and just tell him behind him, uplift. He just quickly turned around, and that was an easy kill. That was really good comms coming out of Nova.
Yeah, exactly. And you see that though, mind-boggling, still keeping this very close, 33-32. They have the lead, but you know, I think, as we said earlier, each of these teams capable of slaying, and so I think every single one of these Slayer games, both are able to come right back. I mean, mind-boggling was down 7-1, as you mentioned in the beginning of the game, and then they just got on a good string of kills and just kept collapsing on players. And now you're starting to see again the gameplay was picked up a little bit. Now it's slowed down again.
Yep, fully agree.
Little trade there from Frosty, the double. Gent just barely gets away with the sniper off the skin of his teeth.
But he's coming back for. He went back to his shot. Memes and beer. But this was the same game type and mode that we played them in our first series against Memes and Beer. And he did not do well, and it's looking like he's not doing well either. He has 10 kills, still helping his team, but none of that.
I mean, hey, you know, it's some maps you just tougher than others. Gent just playing with this sniper very interestingly, I think not to zoom in a lot of times. Zooms in there to get a good kill on Dark Reaper, who's unaware. Of course, now he's going to be called out, and I like what I'm seeing out of Gent. This guy is just going ham, but Ehart's able to sneak up behind them. He's got the overshield, and that's going to bring them right back in this game. He picks up the sniper now. As you said, you do not want to see that in the hands of his game.
But they're eyeing him. They know he has sniper. Just gets away.
Good job by him staying alive. He's now chasing down these players over by top mid.
U-turn. I believe OS is coming up. I saw them two members of Mind-Boggling going up to top mid, and I thought OS was coming.
Now I think they were just going to escape out of that bottom U-turn area because they didn't want to be there. Ehart's now running out of his last sniper. Doing an amazing job with this plasma rifle too. His Memes and Beer picks up a good double off of that. Now Ehart's is going to try and take a more advantageous position. Should know though, Memes and Beer needs some more help if Dark Reaper's there to support him, and this is as close as you could have asked for. Mind-Boggling's got to be shaken a little bit after that exchange. Up 3 or 4 kills, now down 1. With only 1 more left to give.
They're going to try and get one player.
And here we go.
And they get it. And Dark Reaper.
Missed that last one, Dark Reaper. Taking away
Got
that
the last
one.
kill.
Did you happen to see what happened in that exchange?
No, I did not. I just saw it in the kill feed because my point of view is a little bit ahead during the stream because it's like a 10-second delay.
Oh, I got
So
you.
I didn't want to try and spoil it, but I think I try to say something. But Dark Reaper with the final kill. But now we're all tied up, 1-1, going to game 3.
Love it. Love it. That means we're at least seeing game number 4. So game number 3 going to be Rig Strongholds. But before we do that, let's just talk a little bit about this game, what we saw. We saw in the beginning Nova really take it to Mind-Boggling, going up, 7 or 8 to 1, something like that. And Mind-Boggling stringing together nice little rotations, getting it back. A lot of use out of the sniper rifle. A lot of these players. Canadian Walrus absolutely going off. Huge accuracy there, 61%. Seen really good accuracy from him the entire season that he's been there. And solid damage out of both of these teams. Again, like the assists pretty high. Again, Nova probably doing a little bit better in that department, but Sultanic struggling a little bit on the deaths. Sultanic and memes, but it just goes to show you that the equity among players for memes and beers team Nova is huge. They all expect that they can do the work that needs to be done, and they trust each other to do it.
Like, I think you're staying alive with 5 deaths. I think that was the big MVP right there, is Ehert staying alive, not dying so much.
100%. That is huge. Yeah, especially, again, not putting out nearly as much damage as the others, so that certainly is the case. And you could say, likewise on the other side, Canadian Walrus, only with 9. But certainly 5, and putting out that damage and getting those kills is huge. So congratulations. That one, again, could have gone either way. This time it went over to Nova. We'll be certain to see, obviously, more Slayer games in the future. And, I don't know if I'll put either in preference of that one. So, all right. Tied up 1-1. Let me actually edit these team scores here so these reflect what's going on. And Rig Strongholds is going to be our game number 3.
I really think it could go either way, because I see Mind-Boggling. This is one of their good maps with Looney, but he's just like a little kid on a jungle gym, just knowing where to go. All these little jumps.
Yep, that's very true. And Rig Strongholds has a lot of little jumps as you're, clambering from T1 to T2, messing around over by the Whitehall, bottom mid area, and even over, in basement where you're going to be fighting for that stronghold specifically up onto, Long Hall and back cat and making sure that you're able to stay alive. If you're not familiar, this strongholds goes to 200 points. You still do collect points even if you just have one stronghold. And it's significantly faster to cap with more than one person. So this time I'm going to start off here with Frosty, the fire on Mind-Boggling, as he jumps over up to T2 and put good shots into Memes and Beer, who doesn't really have a chance. Now he takes a position top White Hall, trying to support his team, potentially going for Nest first. So, right off the bat, I'm not sure. Both teams, again, electing to get the slays. This is typically what you see. Get control of the map. And nice job by Canadian Walrus coming in to help Frosty as they're able to clean up a couple. Now start to really take this basement. And you can just see how fast that goes. And they're going to get one on the board. Just about 11 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the game.
Still, Ehert still doing the damage while having the camo. So
exactly, he coming away with this, and now it's just finally ended. Missed that first engagement with it, which but we'll make sure to keep track. I imagine it's right off the start of when it was gathered.
Probably like 50, 51,
right.
Roughly.
Gent getting a nice double off screen. So we now see Mind-Boggling kill 3 players from Nova. Dark Reaper, last one alive, knows where they're going to be spawning, and he's fortunately not going to really be able to put the shots on to make a difference. But Memes and Beer is there to help him up. Sultanic coming over, as they're preventing this triple cap from happening for too long.
That's really good for them to stop that triple cap. It could be a lot worse than like a 2-second triple cap. That really don't do much, but if you had it for like 10 seconds, 11 seconds, even a little bit longer than that, it could be crucial.
It does. It gets out of hand, you know, especially because you're not gaining any points in a game that, even if you only have 2-1, you know, the whole game, if your opponent is not gaining any, it puts you up significant advantage, just, you know, sheer mathematically.
Enemy team 40-point run.
Capture BR base.
A little bit of a friendly nade there from Dark Reaper as he's helping out Sultanic, but it's okay because they're going to get that kill, and they're going to continue to hold these two as Mind-Boggling seems to be just now able to take control of basement, but Sultanic picks up that invis, and he's going to put pressure on it.
Capture BR base.
He's really scary. He's the one guy you do not want to have camo with. He could play really good or really snoozy with that camo.
Just look at his movement there from long haul over to back cat. That interesting type of jump boost that, you know, if you're a player, you kind of recognize, like, oh, I don't know if I've ever specifically done that in that particular engagement. I mean, one of the advantages, of course, of watching people who are very good at this game, they find those angles and those ways to stay alive long enough for their teammates to come help them out.
Captured basement.
Teams and Beers and Ehart's just doing work over here. Ehart's in particular playing very, very well. Now they have a triple cap of their own, and S is going to put a little bit even more distance
Between them.
Yeah.
This is not what Mind-Boggling wants to do a triple cap, but they quickly ended it real quick.
Yeah, and you can see Gent just flying over, you know, trying his best to sort of stem the bleeding as much as he can, take this one, but that's not what it's going to take, I think, to win this game. They need to get better at the slays.
This is just like when they played us. They were getting trip cap after trip cap, because this is not one to do. So, again, Soul with that OS, or with the camo, my bad. We always do that. You're like, oh, it's overshield. Oh no, it's camo, my bad. That's always the mistake.
Yeah, you know, the power up, it doesn't matter. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We see here Sultanic just rocking a couple of power weapons in his back pocket and at the hip. He's now defending this, and he is just playing very, very fast right now. You can just see sprinting and boosting exactly when he needs to, making sure to stay alive this time. A couple members of his team getting the kills they need to. And he's again just going to be defending this, though. That's going to be spotted out. Not quite able to get the kill, though. Nicely done by Kremis. As we hit the midpoint of this game, and Sultanic gets a nice grenade there on a Mind-Boggling player. Let's go into a quick little listen-in with Nova just to see how they might try and close this one out and keep this control.
Alright, go basement,
Nice
go basement.
help, dude.
Tower one.
And one in orange, one
They
orange.
going back BR.
What's through that?
Hey, wherever you spawn, get it. Wherever you spawn, get that base. Wherever you spawn, get
Hey,
that base.
basement.
I'm going basement.
Yup. Hey, they have.
Hey,
Hey,
camo
go
soon,
nest.
camo
Go nest
42,
immediately.
camo 42.
Guys, go nest. 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 I'm at nest right now.
Keep up the
So get a
rotation.
nest. Get a nest, guys. Get a nest. Come on. Somebody's got to get a nest from
double.
here. He's one shot behind you. Got him.
Hey,
He's dead.
camo's up, camo's up.
Camo's up. Get it. I'll go for it.
38,
They
38.
got
it,
him.
they
One
got
shot.
it.
He's one shot. He's
Nice.
dead. Hey, go basement. Go
38
basement.
camo.
Go basement. Right now.
I am BR with you,
Hey,
Captain. I'm
there's
BR
one on
with
you
you.
right now. Don't worry. Good job.
Oh, another
Yeah,
one.
it's triple. It's triple.
2 at basement. 2 at basement.
Yeah, one at basement for me.
2. He's weak. Nice. Kevin, help out. Get in there. Jump in there.
I'll get the nice reset, dude. Nice.
Stay alive, Kevin. I got shotty.
Hey, one pot, drill pot.
Oh my gosh, the enthusiasm, the accuracy of their callouts, the, you know, telling each other, like, I got your help, I got your help. Oh, whenever you spawn, go here. You know, this is what they're going to do. That is the type of shot calling, type of communication that has led them now to this 150 to 80 lead. And wow, awesome to see. The callouts just turning around. Memes and Beer, Dark Reaper, Sultanic, E-Hearts, you know, all of them talking exactly as they need to be, listening to one another. Like, man, they are playing so well together and so fast and accurate.
I fully agree. When Jin got the camo, he had no chance to do nothing with it. That was a clean burn from Nova.
Yeah, even though they weren't entirely on top of it, you know, hearing a lot of repeating, like, ooh, you know, camo's up, camo's up, camo. You know, they were all right there and ready for that burn so that Gent could not get away with it. Could not agree more, and I don't think that there's really much of any momentum here for Mind Boggling to be able to do much about this. I think this one's going to go in favor of Nova.
Yeah. This is a scary Nova team that Mind Boggling do not want. They want to slow down this team, but it's not. It's full gas for Nova. It's just could be a blowout, but at least they're hanging around. But they're still keeping up with them. But
Yeah, I mean, Nova's going 3 down right there, but you even saw, you know, the last time during that listening, even the Dark Reaper says, you know what, we're 3 dead, we're 3 dead. You know, they kind of have a game plan to be able to bring it right back, and unless Mind Boggling is sort of on top of their spawns, yeah, it's not going to work out. And like we said, this is what they need, though, right now. They need a triple cap, so they got to keep up this intensity. Canadian Walrus doing good work with this railgun. He's just making sure that none of these bases are taken.
That was a crazy play from Gent at BR base, and just working with the camo. He redeemed himself with the last camo. Playing this camo really well.
Exactly, as he's jumping in here. Unfortunately, they will lose that basement just briefly, but nice help there from Frosty.
They're right back into this.
They are right back into this. Is right. I spoke way too soon. I mean, again, still some time to happen here. And hopefully, you know, again, Nova's team, they're probably saying to themselves, hey, guys, come on, stop, you know, don't lose this intensity. We can still lose this. It's not likely, but, you know, we still got 10 points to go. Let's not get triple caps.
Yeah, that's how the only way that Mind Boggling could win this is for a trip cap. But that's going to be really hard against this Nova team. Wherever they spawn, they're going to get that base. So it's going to be piece by piece. And Gent just going off. They're not thinking about Gent slowing Gent down, but he's on a killing frenzy now, like you said. Showed.
Yeah, they needed this this type of speed, momentum a little bit sooner in this game. You know, bringing it back, certainly making it a game, but still 200 to about 150 is how that one will end in favor of Nova.
Yep. If they had that at the beginning, it would have been a neck and neck. It would probably been 200 to like 190 something. Yeah, it would have been a really close game.
Yeah, when we were listening in with Nova is when they kind of really, you know, put the gas or put the pedal to the metal there. Did not give Mind Boggling any room to breathe, just constantly rotating. Whenever they saw somebody taking that base, they would all just fly there very synchronistically. So yeah, awesome game so far.
Yes, good series already. But I think the key was when I think everyone was dead and Dark Reaper was the only one alive. When they resetted basement, just real quick, maybe 2 seconds, and told him it was during the end of the listening when he went into the basement and got the quick reset and went down to trench to hide or not regain shield to stay alive. That was really big, I think. That was the game momentum right there. When we were in the listening, it was just full, like you said, gas on the floor. But mind-boggling. If they kept up with them during that listening, it would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, for sure. And something to note, as you mentioned, when you're the last player left alive on your team, you staying alive, you know, it depending, there's obviously a lot of nuanced situation to this, but typically you want to, you know, put the brakes on just for a moment, allow your team to spawn, and then do a calculated push, which is what we then saw as they continue to take that one to victory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, going to game number
Let's talk
4.
Yeah, but if you go to the kills, Gent dropped 34.
Oh, that's
But we're about to go into game number 4.
He certainly did, yep. Now, game number 4, Cryptic King of the Hill. The regular season, this one wasn't played too much by these teams. Nova was actually 2-2 versus Nova played versus Mine in week 4 when this, and you know, this time this is again the same squad, except this time Canadian will be here, and before it was a 200-103 Nova victory. And they only outslayed again by 6, but they outdamaged by 1,000. I think that is the key difference to note here, especially in King of the Hill. Similarly as in Strongholds, when you are able to zone players out of the hill, prevent them from gaining time, that's good for you too.
Mm-hmm. Right at the beginning of the game, Ehurts died. So I don't know what happened there, but at the very beginning of the game, somehow Ehurts committed suicide. I don't know how, but...
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I missed that. We're on with Sultanic. That was Nova. Will still take the lead here despite that suicide. Sultanic's playing this very well. A little conservative, too, but, you know, again, preventing, especially in this room here, if you can prevent your opponent from getting any hill time, that is really key. And what an interesting exchange there. Just barely getting those kills, you know, fractions of a second apart. I think that's pretty lucky Sultanic was able to pull off that double, and that made a pretty big difference in preventing Mind-Boggling, I think, from taking any serious control.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of those Nova players a little bit tight, but man, playing that so well. Canadian not able to connect fully with the railgun. He's going to go down without taking a player. Got to be upset about that, and that's going to give Nova, again, another opportunity to pick up some more hill time. As I think most of us are familiar now, this hill moves every minute on the minute. So 30 seconds left for this one, and we've got 3 different locations here. Dark Reaper looks like he's already kind of half trying to set up for the next hill. I like this position because the third hill is going to be right down in that red room, and he's just watching for players try and come from all those angles. As soon as he sees anyone on his sight lines over there, he's going to put some shots. As soon as somebody comes to push him, he's going to try. Nice, and just like that, taking out a couple players with a good double.
Mm-hmm. That was a solid double by Dark Reaper.
Certainly was. This camo is going to be up right now, and Sultanic's on it. Jen a little bit late to turn around. He realizes that Sultanic is already there. Ehart's with a good double off screen, and yeah, Mind-Boggling just not seemingly to be able to build any momentum in this game as they consistently go a couple down. A little bit of slowness now as we hit the 9-minute mark just about, and these teams decide when they're about to rotate. Still very winnable here from Mind-Boggling. You know, unlike Strongholds where the enemy team can be scoring even with only 1, this is, you just need 1 player in the hill. And so despite being down 100 to 14, it's certainly still very possible to come back. And Frosty's taking a good position here, but he just needs his teammates to stay alive so he can pick up some hill time. team shot too being very strong.
With Nova, their teamwork is really well. They run this. They're running as a squad, and like we said since game one, this is a strong team to actually be to keep up with them. I feel like Mind-Boggling had that hype or that energy in game one, and be like, yes, game one done. We need 2 more games. But when they hit the rig, it was like they slowed down just because Nova fired up and they're like, oh, what just happened? Like, but they're still in this game. Don't count them out. Yeah, like you just said. But
And they're playing this one well. Yeah, exactly. And I think you're right. The momentum that they need, the speed and the pace, the team shot. Hopefully, this will give them some confidence with Frosty using this overshield very well. Now getting a lot of hill time to spring them back. You know, piece by piece. There's still plenty of time left in the game, and so he is going to now elect to stay in this hill for as long as possible. Looks like, though, we've got a player sneaking up on him, but he's not going to let that happen easily. Ehart's going down to Frosty, and now just as that 7-minute mark lies, they're going to start to rotate now. Nova playing it a little bit differently. You know, they decided to set up beforehand.
I think that was really good for them. Let them have there's like 20, 30 seconds left, and they just like, forget it. Let's give them the time. Let's just get this whole red room time. So I think about the 180 point, the 160 point, like about right now, I will start to worry a little bit. I won't throw your body into the hill just yet. You still got time. Just play good Halo. Not perfect Halo, but good Halo, just to keep Nova off the gas. Like,
Yeah, I agree, and you know, you could even make a correlation to the Strongholds game back when they made a good real comeback. I mean, in the later half of the game, they certainly were outscoring Nova, but it was just a little bit too far gone. And in the hill game, you're totally right. This is like, you know, the question is, when do you need to start throwing your body into that hill? When do you need to be playing even faster than you're already playing? I agree. I don't think we're quite at that point yet. It's getting close there, as now Nova's at 172, and Eames and Beer has this railgun, and if he can do some work with it, that means they're going to get a little more time. But fortunately for Mind-Boggling, they're able to kill 3 players of Nova and prevent them from getting any more. Now bringing this back up, going to hit the 100-point mark, as we were basically saw, I think, what, like 150 to 10. And so this has been quite a big point swing for Mind-Boggling.
I see that, or they had 2 players in the hill. I'm like, you only need one, like you said. I think you just need 1 person in the hill and just have 3 other players supporting you around that hill. But it looks like Soul is the last alive for that Nova team. But everyone's respawning back up and just slow it down a little bit for Nova. They had the control of this game. If they want to run slow or fast, you can't have too many mistakes. Yeah, you're saying they're about to win in 9 points, but King of the Hill game is like you said, you can come back at any time, but they have to play good or perfect Halo to win. But now they're getting about 10 seconds. They all don't need to be in that room. They need to start getting ready for the next hill. Like, Nova looks like they're doing already. Yeah,
and it's interesting though, because that's going to be the key moments here, because basically Nova can win off of any hill. Nova can win off of 2 seconds of any hill. So it looks like that's exactly what they've done here now. 3 players. It's going to be really difficult for any member of Mind-Boggling to do that. And man, again, this was almost like a repeat from what we just saw last game, where, you know, Nova coming out the gate super hot, a lot of control, and then Mind-Boggling, you know, hitting their stride late in the game, but just a little bit too late. I mean, if that game had gone on for another 2 or 3 minutes, I think we'd see a much closer game. And even so, right now it's already pretty close. I mean, 200 to 144 is not a score to be shy about. It's not one to necessarily write home about either. But given the point progression throughout this match, mind-boggling. Has that power. They just need to take control sooner.
Mm-hmm. So now we're ditching the ghost. Y'all did really good. Both ghosts did really well, in my opinion. It was really good on their part, but like you said, Nova just floor on the gas. Like, it was hard to keep up with this Nova team, bottom 4 team.
No,
we might see
sure.
we might see a little bit of the difference between the two Tridents, but I think the momentum is now on Nova's side. If they play good Halo against Looney, you could see Nova going into tomorrow with a 2-0 lead, going into mind-boggling choice of games, I believe, right?
No, so the way we're actually doing it right now is that this next series that we'll play, so let's actually go to it real quick. Series 1 matchup was this one. So we just saw, here we go, we just saw Nova take it 3-1 in this first series. The next one now, like you just mentioned, we're getting rid of the ghosts. Thank you guys so much for this amazing gameplay. And now pulling in the Tridents. So that's Mocket Looney and Monsters. And this one was chosen, these maps and game types were chosen by Mind-Boggling. So in this case, I would definitely put this one in favor of it for sure. But before we move on to this, we are going to take a quick little break. I do want to just jump real quick back to these stats and just highlight just how awesome these players played, especially on the Nova side. I mean, just look at the slays out of Sultanic, and likewise out of Memes Hearts and Dark Reaper, just, doing a whole lot of work there, working together so well. Paul putting out solid damage. Dark Reaper definitely playing in that anchor shot caller role. Missed a triple out of him, I think, but nicely done by Nova on that one. And on the other side of the board, Canadian Walrus playing incredibly well. Frosty as well. We'll get to see him. And Jen struggling a little bit in the, Kremis struggling a little bit in that one, but Jen is always playing well, and another triple there. So yeah, this next series is going to be one that's crazy. As well, I think we're going to see a lot faster play, and I think we're going to favor Mind-Boggling for this one for sure, just given the lineup, given even the momentum that I think these players all have. I would put it in favor of Mind-Boggling, but I think it's going to come down to, how these Tridents work with these teams who are already nice and warm, and whether or not they're going to be able to take control, as we've said a couple times now, especially as we go into the next one. But Gent, Trig, are you sticking around to cast with me for the next one? Or are you out?
I guess I'll stick around for. Yeah.
All right. Very nice.
I guess.
Well,
so I'll probably be. I'll be going away real quick. Just like you said, we'll take a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Excellent. So as we take a quick break and give these players a chance to sort of swap in and swap out, everybody can go get a drink of water. I kind of want to, we all filled out the MVP poll from those a couple weeks ago now from the regular season, and I just wanted to make a shout out to all the players who won. And we did a little something. We made you some custom player cards, just as a little token and just to show our appreciation. Here at MGE, we're trying to track as much stats as we can and, again, give everybody an opportunity to play and compete and to show that, as you can see, everybody's important to all these teams, as you are and you all know for any competitive game. No matter who you are, if you're on that team, you've got a role to play, and you're important for the win every single time. So let me bring that up really quickly, as I'll just go to what I prepared. Here we go. Memes and beer. Congratulations, man, on Nova. Just saw you play. You won. Little quote there from somebody. Oh, this is actually scrolling through really quickly, but that's okay. Alpha winning from the Rain squad. Got defeated there. Nicely done, dude. Congratulations. Mocket Looney as the Trident MVP from Mind-Boggling. Congratulations to you, man. And of course, we all know, Anchor, as you expect, Prone, just phenomenal. You see crazy accuracy, KDA, again from Team Rain. Super, super beast. And Venom, Equinox. These guys went out pretty quick against Lunatic Fringe, but this guy, incredibly smart player as well, and seriously carried his team in many, many games, playing like a Trident. And, of course, last but not least, guy we've been seeing today as well, Frosty, doing super well at our fire rank. Good team player and can deal a lot of damage per life. So congratulations to all you guys. Thank you all, everybody, for participating in this one. And thank you to all these players, for being an MVP and for really, really playing their hearts out this whole season, and a lot of you guys here in the playoffs as well. So we'll make sure to get you guys these little player cards, and there's some really nice things that people had to say about you guys. For example, just read them off real quick. Some of the things take away. Memes and Beer, you're a hard worker, a good teammate, and consistently plays above his rank. Frosty, he's a good team player, and he can deal a lot of damage per life. Alpha is the sleeper to beat, a smart player, and a strong shot. Certainly, certainly true. Prone, this guy is a near beast with the plays and slays he makes in every game. Venom, a pro in the making. He has a 25 KDA against the other Tridents and is consistently a top performer. Certainly very true. And Makaluni, who we're about to see right now, he is a complete player and easily the strongest in the league in skill, intelligence, and composure. So thank you guys again so much for being awesome and everybody for participating in this. Excited to continue to see some of these players play, and hopefully again for other seasons of Halo or Apex or what you decide to compete in. Certainly hope you bring the level of intensity and level of professionalism that you have so far in this game. So thank you guys. All right. That is more or less all I had to say. Looks like these players are all ready to go. The Solar and Lunar All-Star game, that is different. Yeah, we'll release that info probably, if not tomorrow, then later this week. Different than this MVP, by the way, so that'll be interesting to see, and we'll let you guys know when that's done. It'll be after this for a little bit, give everybody a chance to cool down and such, so all those players can come.
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say, yes, we're up there. Alpha and Prone played outstanding throughout the season, and just want to say that it's awesome just to have them as my teammates.
Well, I don't know if you cut out or not there, but yeah, man, you couldn't say
I don't know about
it
out there
yourself.
sleeper or move up to. Try to.
Oh, sorry, you keep cutting in and out. I heard you say something. You're just giving props to Alpha and Prone. All right, I'm gonna jump into. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Back connection. All
Yeah,
I've been here.
I'm
I'm
back.
going out. Just even the stream is being wonky on me. So if I really can't do much, I'm sorry. So my connection's really bad here. I'm like back in my house. But if it won't do much, so you might have to ride solo on this one, unless if you have a backup to do casting on this one.
I don't on this one. I mean, you can stay in a little bit, and if it gets real bad, I'll let you know. Hopefully, sometimes it just happens in waves.
Please
so,
tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
If
let
it
you
gets
know.
a bit too bad. I'm sorry if you do hear my monitor over. It's not mine. It's my uncle's. He brought a monitor from here, so I'm using it. So I don't know how to turn the volume up and down on it. So I'm sorry if I've been trying to lean back in my chair away from my monitor, so you don't hear the audio from my monitor. So yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm sorry.
Nice. I always deal with the little technical difficulties.
So I'll be back in my place later tonight. So I stay on my streams. I'll stream that later that night, but it never happened. So I might be streaming when I get home after tonight. I don't know what time, but I my stream later tonight. So
Nice,
a little
man.
plug for you guys.
All right. Let me
But-
actually open up. We got our next series. This one chosen by Mind Boggling.
This would have been if Nova pulls off a good win, or at least a good series off of Mind Boggling, will be a really big advantage going into day 2.
Yes, I do agree. Sorry, my computer, man, a lot of technical difficulties happening today. Yep, so this next one now, Mind Boggling got to choose these. Rig Slayer is going to be the first game type we'll see. So, yeah, we just saw Slayer out of these two guys, and we saw them play on Rig as well. Nova playing incredibly strong on Rig Slayer, on Rig Strongholds. The Plaza Slayer that we just saw could have gone either way. I mean, both teams just played phenomenally. Some of the players, I think, dying a little bit too much, but some definitely conserving. So I wonder, what Market and Monsters are going to bring to this, but I can't expect anything less than just sheer intensity. So whenever these guys are ready, they are feel free to kick it off as we get into this first one.
Day number 1, this will be for Series 2.
Yes, yes. Slayer Plaza. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Open if you're having a good time. The first of our grand finals. Best of 5. Best of 5s. Series number 2 here. Nova up 1-0. Just finishing that one. We're about to start our second one. I want to start off with Market Looney, the MVP Trident, the Master, the Monster, the Semi-Professional. I'm sure he's got many other nicknames as he makes a really quick play over from that shotgun. Now running over to try and support Camo. But Monsters, the Trident on the other team, who's able to pick it up. Looks like he's outplayed Market so far. This one getting the first kill, now having Camo and Sniper in the Slayer game, and he is taking a good position behind his team. And the sheer patience and deliberation of him with this sniper rifle, I think his accuracy is 100% so far. Seeing the map split here, outside versus inside. Monsters now posting up on this bat ledge.
Just trying to stay alive.
Yep.
Oop,
Exactly.
sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Eight to 7. See, again, Monster's just very sneaky. Much slower game than I expected it to be, as he gets a good snipe over on the Makaluni, protecting his teammate, and go up 9 to 8. Now, just the rotations are just very strong.
And they've finally taken Monster down.
Yeah, not quite recognizing that his position was completely compromised there. He definitely gets taken out, and now Mind Boggling has the sniper rifle in the hands of Gent, who we saw just absolutely destroy in the previous series despite still losing it. And quite a double kill there from Gent, almost in between the legs of his teammates. Unfortunately not able to quite save Frosty. Good play by Reaper there to salvage that, but Mind Boggling going up. 3 kills is a nice little back and forth in the beginning of this game. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. The score is only 17 to 14, so I'm curious to see how this one goes off. And Gent already on a killing frenzy. Seriously, the difference maker. Getting the whiff back smack, but still just keeping his calm and composure and hitting those heads with this sniper. Gosh, gosh.
Sniper's up.
Signal runs out. Jen's playing a little bit aggressive. Sultanic's able to get the best of him there. We'll go on to his POV. He's not going to try and probably go challenge his sniper. Reaper's already doing just that. Unfortunately, Mocket Looney now has that sniper. Plenty of shots in it. But no, Dark Reaper spawn. Nice spawn from him inside and able to kill him. Still just up 3 is my Boggling. See how these players outline. Sultanic trying to take some good angles, takes off the head of Frosty there. Frosty having a bit of a struggle this game. This Reaper now rotating back in and gonna get the nice head snapshot on Mocket Looney. Still though, Mind-boggling keeping this one, and what a nicely placed grenade from Sultanic on the Canadian Walrus over in the T1 area.
Really smart play from Soul is to jump off the map with that sniper.
Agreed.
But you don't want that sniper in Jaden's hand. So he was starting to waste it, and he knows he's about to die, so he just jumped off the sniper off. That's a really IQ play by Soul.
Yeah, for sure, as they cut this lead to 2, and now Monsters has this camo. Gonna get the back smack on Frosty's. Man, Frosty been on the bad end of the knife every single engagement. I keep seeing him on the kill feed.
But who is going to step up and help Monster take out this high-powering Mind-boggling team? I could see Soul being right up there with Monster, just helping them out. Them two don't play that often together, but when they do, they are really, I think they're right behind Jint and Looney when it comes down to partner up stuff. So
Yeah, I certainly see that. I can see that out of Dark Reaper as well. I mean, we're seeing him, just that play he made at E1, just, you know, movement-wise, just narrowly avoiding those grenades. You know, some would call that luck. I just think he just knows exactly when to use his booster, when he knows to sprint, where he has to jump to save his life. And just, you know, again, just deliberate plays. Now they go up 2-0. Dark Reaper's in a good position over in this nest area to help support and kill these mind-boggling players who are stuck in open deck.
10 kills to win. Sniper rifles on the field. Double kill.
Makaluni brings it right back and gets a double. Now jumping up to E2. Panic not quite able to get the grenade he wanted, but his team is collapsing in, and these guys who are spawning. And it's double after double for Makaluni, as now they go up 2-0. Excuse me, 42-40.
you'll see this game going really start to slow down a bit because they don't want to give them much kills though. They're only up by 1, so they're playing patient. But Dark Reaper did not see that shotgun coming in, but another double Looney.
Yeah, nice play by Looney there. Likewise, good play again by Monsters, who's just picking up this image. I know we've been on these Trident players for a while, but certainly give them a little bit of love, considering we've seen all the other players play a little bit. And this close one, these guys are the ones really making a difference here with these plays.
Fully agree with that.
A little bit preemptive there for Monsters to go and try and help his teammate. Didn't quite know how many members of Mind-boggling were there. He's now up 49-50. Nova has to play this very carefully.
But Soul was the final kill on that, so.
Yes, now we see as we expected, Slays can go in favor of either team. This time, Mind-Boggling taking it 50-45. The last Slayer was 50-49. So, whew, always love to see it. This one, though, definitely the pace was a bit slower. You know, I mean, we saw Gent go in a killing frenzy, so he was definitely playing fast at one point, absolutely going off that game with 20 kills. Market Looney really supporting him as well, and likewise, Frosty struggling a bit, Canadian struggling a bit, but still putting down the damage, keeping their deaths low. So hopefully they can keep it up. And hey, you know, when you need somebody to carry you, there's nothing quite like a Market Looney and Gent squad.
Mm-hmm. But it looked like the Slays were a bit even. The only what's crazy about it was Gent dropping 20 kills. They were all even, roughly, but behind Gent and Looney. But again, like I said, on the Soul and Monster are the high two pairing this Nova team.
Yep. All right. Let's see if my graphic updated. Hey, it did. First one, Rig, going in favor of Mind-Boggling in the Slayer. Next one now, Fathom CTF. We saw this one previously with the previous squad, and you know, it went. Who did that go in favor of? That one went in favor of Nova. Or no. I'm sorry, that one went in favor of Mind-Boggling. That was the first game that we watched. And so Fathom CTF, clearly a Mind-Boggling feels strong about that one. So we'll see what happens now when the Tridents come to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, you know, whether or not that it's going to be the same sort of slow, methodical game type, you know, that we saw there on the Rig. Fathom being more of a symmetrical map. I almost expect there to be more control, you know, taking that top mid position. And really just like slaying down, forcing the spawns, because it's certainly something you can do in Fathom. And as you watch it happen, you know, frequently we're going to be on players who are just spawning over in the whether it's in the engine or at the vat specifically, and just being rained down on with fire from people from the top mid. And then all you need is just one person to grab that flag and just do a quick little, you know, bunny hop down into the pit or through bottom mid, and it's a very, very fast flagpole. So, you know, if we see some teams take control fast, this one could be really quickly over if it starts to snowball, and that's my fear always as a team that's able to snowball another one, and because not only does, you know, the game go over quickly, but it really demoralizes your opponent. So I'm sure that's exactly what they want, but you know, we like to see those game fives.
Always, but I want to say a little bit over to Nova on this one because they know how they ran last time, but including the Tridents. Probably the both Tridents are going to be the shot callers of this game. They'll be calling out shots, or even Dark Reaper helping out. I can see Reaper being the shot caller for Nova and Looney for Mind-Boggling, but I can see Waller's the same. So they're good, high-powered leaders, I'll say, and just see who's going to come up top. But I have a feeling that Nova has now how they run Fathom CTF now, but I see this being a redemption for Nova, but I won't be surprised if Mind-Boggling this one too as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, again, thinking about the performance of last game or what we know about Nova, again, they're a very equitable team. Like you mentioned, I don't know if we're going to have any like serious shot callers out of Nova. I think it's going to be everybody talking at one another, and if they can get a good rhythm, that's gonna be the case. On the other side of things, you know, Frosty really struggled last game, and if he struggles again like this game, you're going to consistently be one player down. That makes objective game types that much harder.
I fully agree with that.
Right off the bat, we see two members from Nova, you know, again, just supporting each other like we expect, going over to burn that camo as Makaluni tries to take it. And now, of course, they're going to be in a good position to sort of prevent this flag from really going anywhere. Not sure I love the fact that Monsters jumped down. I think he could have maintained his high ground. Because now as we see that, he dies, and just mind-boggling, just making another run at the flag.
Mm-hmm.
And with a couple
Just
members
like-
down, yeah.
Just like that, one up by mind-boggling, like you're about to see with Gent. Capture the first flag of the game.
Yeah, and unlike that Rig Slayer, you know, this time mind-boggling taking the first one to be on the board and a significant-ish lead, you know, 1-0, of course. Not being crazy significant, but certainly in an objective game type like this, it's not a matter of seconds or kills. It's a whole push. It's a whole objective you're trying to capture, and you know, that can build some momentum here, especially now as 3 more members from Nova go down, and Ehart's the last one alive in the base. But that, of course, means that on the other side of the map that we'll switch to, it's Looney and his squad just making a push on all fronts, going to slay out these other teams. And Looney with a good double there. Ehart's might just be sitting in the base. So now he comes back trying to make a pull, but this is not going to work out the way he wants it to when, you know, this mind-boggling team is just collapsing in on these players.
We returned our flag. You have the flag. Rail at 10.
Just like that, we see him go up 2-0 very, very quickly.
Yeah. This is not what Nova. It's mind-boggling team.
Yeah, Frosty Little get a bit of a poor part of that exchange, but he puts on a lot of damage, enables a couple more kills, and this time now Reaper grabbing the flag. He says, I just need to try and get one, but the entire squad from Mind-Boggling is there, and he doesn't have much support from his team. Now, of course, back on with Looney, he gets the invis.
Mm-hmm. But
Our flag's back at base.
like I was saying, but I don't know where the team pushes. When are they coming? Because we always talk about this Nova team pushing as a 4, and then you might see,
Deliver the flag.
Monster doing a little flank on his, but what happening right now? But Looney is playing that camo really well, but got Gates got him down, and they try with that flag. Mind-boggling is up 3-0.
Yeah, incredible play by Looney, just doing the best that he can, staying alive for a really long time, buying his teammates time to come help get the kills, and make those slays. Like, just his map movement and ability to stay alive was phenomenal. Of course, as we see that, Dark Reaper off screen gets a double, trying to make a good flag pull, and they're going to continue to move this one through the bottom mids as Ehart sacrifices his body to that, but Canadian now flying, doing a weird little jump there, getting caught out by Dark Reaper as they're going to continue to keep this flag alive as 2 members go down from each team here.
It just looked like they were all focusing on attacking on Looney and forgot the flag. They were all focusing on killing Looney because everyone calls out Looney out wherever he is. And I bet they got focused on killing that one player that we talk about. You don't want to focus on one player. But like you said, 4-0 already. To mind-boggling already.
Yeah, they kept that flag alive for quite a bit of time there, and they were able to grab it. It was a bit of a missed flag grab from Monsters, just barely not getting there in the nick of time. And I think there was a member from Mind-Boggling just zoning it out. So very convincing play from Mind-Boggling. They're just playing faster, I think, too. You know, constantly seeing these guys shooting, you know, Nova members in the back, and you see Canadian Trawlers knowing exactly what these players are, their communication working well, and Gent and Looney, you know, been running that flag pretty consistently here. Of course, I think this one won't be able to go in form of Mind-Boggling as long as they prevent that flag from being grabbed. Oh, and they don't quite do it. They still get another touch there. I mean, hopefully that's return for them as we see Ehart's going for this flag run. Dark Reaper being the one guarding it, getting a nice little double. There's a triple. And that's going to be the first flag on the board for Nova. And they can do this. And this is what you love to see, a team come back here. They've still got plenty of time. It's not over till it's over.
It's over. This is what they don't want this game to go on long because Nova could get fired up real quick and turn the game around in their favor, but they got Looney. That's what's not getting this Nova team a seriously chance, but they're doing really good against this crazy mind-boggling team with in the lineup. But it looks like they're actually holding it. But when I say that, they were focused on Looney and 5-1. At least it wasn't a bad 5-0, but at least it was 5-1. So
certainly very convincing from Mind-Boggling that one, taking again the first game of this series the same as they did the last one, or excuse me, taking the capture the flag game the same as they did the last one, this being the second game of this series, now going in favor of Mind-Boggling. Yeah, I mean, look at the slays there. This case, slays mattered. We talk about objective play being very important and all these teams being able to slay one another for sure. But, at the end of the day, if you don't maintain those slays against your opponent, it doesn't quite matter.
yeah, like you said, yes, Gent only got 9 kills, but he cut his deaths to 9 across the board. Looney just with 23 and 9. Everyone focused on Looney. His other teammates did the plays around him to make it a really good, just crazy.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah, and the damage output not too different. Obviously, Makalun doing a little bit more than the rest, but comparable across the board from the others. Just so Monster's obviously doing a fair amount. Dark Reaper doing a lot of work too, up in the 2,000 range. So imagine taking a closer look, the damage output is about the same. So the survivability and the slaying power just of Makaluni finishing a lot of those kills, I imagine, from his teammates is really what made the difference there.
Mm-hmm. Now we're about to play some Plaza Stronghold.
Plaza Strongholds, Mind-Boggling up 2-0, winning the previous 2. They're down, of course, in the... whoops. Bit of a misclick there. They're, of course, down in the overall best of 5. That's what the little tick mark next to Nova means, that they are up 1 series already, winning the first one in 3-1.
Is this so? It's supposed to be 2-0, not 1-0.
Yes, I'm working on that. Thank you.
My bad.
No,
I know you were working.
No worries.
I just want to say this stream came a long way. Like the layout, because in the regular season it was a lot different. Just want to give you a quick, amazing job, you and Noisy doing great on these graphics. Just improving on these graphics.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it really is a team effort here, and we'll talk a little bit more of that after the action for sure. But yeah, thank you. That means a lot. We still have a lot of work to do, I think. There's a lot of improvements to be made on many fronts, but I'm excited to do it as always. So, all in favor of putting on a good show, watching some awesome Halo, and giving people the information that they want to see.
But back to the game. So.
On here with Gent, who struggled again in the slay department last game, but not typically in others, as he's taking a good position down in this taxi position. Going to fight with Ehards, who has this green gun. He interestingly gets clipped by it, not able to get the full kill, Ehards, but Dark Reaper's down there. Gets the total control. We've seen just phenomenal performance of Strongholds from Nova in the previous one, and I expect nothing less on here, especially on a map like Plaza, where they barely, again, squeaked away that Slayer win in the first series.
Hostiles captured bottom mid.
Ehard's not getting any luck with those grenades he fires. Missing a couple shots there on Canadian, who's just being a little bit too fast, chasing down monsters. He's going to get that kill. Of course, peeks up, doesn't quite know Ehard's is there, and Ehard's taking this base by himself. If he just had one more teammate in him, it would have been a cap as now. Mind-Boggling ties this up. 22 all. About to take the lead.
I have a feeling that there's no stand to make it to try and get something on the board. But when you spawn and go to that base, don't be on that trip cap. But let's see how Mind-Boggling takes away from at least getting this one cap.
Yeah, and we saw Sultanic make a good play there, being sort of the odd man out from all of his teammates, getting a good kill. Fortunately, though, not able to quite string together the map control that they need. And as I say that, Mind-Boggling going up on a little bit of a tear. 43, they have up a couple strongholds, so just playing this one super steady. I want to go into the listening to them, and as we see Canadian just doing nice work, helping his teammates get those double kills.
Got it with you, I got it with you.
LR.
Dead. Okay, they're coming all around nest. They're two dead already. I saw one nest.
Just one on
Three
nest.
nest. Only one.
Solo capping nest. Solo capping a nest.
He's one shot. Absolute. Dead. One more there. So good.
One more there. Weak.
Two dead. Are we gonna cap this?
Go back to
gonna cap
nest.
this? I'm here with you, Frosty.
I'm
here. Got him. I'm here.
Go with it.
Raj going to S4.
Don't let them get bottom. One on S4.
Go back.
S4's dead.
Bottom mid. By himself.
Don't like a bomb now. I don't see anyone else.
S4.
Kill them.
Nice, get the re, boys, get the re.
Getting the re. I think there's someone.
LR.
Where? I hear shots.
LR. It's one shot.
Top gold.
Watch bomb as well.
Top gold.
I'm gonna go for yard. I'm gonna go for yard and look for gold.
Dip. Go on market.
I'm chasing the guy.
In nest by himself. He's trying to solo cap it. He's desperate.
I just got to double. I killed one. There's two one-shots in nest.
Two in garbage truck. One shot in garbage truck.
One shot garbage truck. They're all on me. Can you guys get angles?
One bottom mid,
Bomb
one
mid,
bottom
shot
mid.
down.
Bomb mid.
Nice. Easy bait.
Oh,
Bomb
too
is
free.
really
Too free.
all good.
One market. Three.
Easy kills, boys. Easy kills.
All right. That is the first time now that we have heard Mind-Boggling on stream, and I love to hear it. Like, that's awesome communication from them. Obviously, Mocket being the shot caller a bit in that one, being very, very vocal. Frosty doing the same, and then Gent and Canadian sort of speaking up when they need to, and that's the kind of synergy you need as a team when you're communicating. Some people are going to just end up talking more, and some are going to respond more to call-outs. Yeah, as you see, they go up now, 100 to 250. They consistently held a 2-1 stronghold lead. On with Sultanic, now has this camo. Just gonna try and make a play over here at Nest. Gonna get a good lunge back smack. Unfortunately, gets almost ninja'd. Gonna finish that kill on. That's on Mocket Looney. A Canadian Walrus there to sort of finish that off for the triple cap by himself. And yeah, very convincing series here from Mind-Boggling.
This was just not what Nova wanted. They wanted a good series, but
And we talk about that X factor of the Tridents coming in, and you know, Monsters is an amazing player himself, but you know, we just heard those call-outs, those communication from the Mocket Looney team, and I imagine that's what makes a difference as well. You know, despite how good that he is in general, just that communication, the decision making, shot calling, it wins games.
oh yeah, because he'd been competing for I don't know how long, and being under Mocket, just him knowing he'd been there, he'd been to like crazy events probably, and knowing a lot. So
Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the only members from our team who, you know, has been signed to a pro team. So we're very grateful to have him play in our league, and That being said, there's a lot of awesome Halo communities out there. I've been sort of networking and making friends, just seeing people like from the Greater Toronto League. Those guys over at Prophecy Gaming doing cool stuff. I talked to a guy the other day starting a team called the Bureau, Blue Team tournaments. I mean, the list goes on. So it's always awesome to see just so many people doing so many different things, so many cool things. Get together with some Forge communities and stuff. So I just love it, especially when we just saw the Halo Infinite trailer come in, and people had mixed feelings about it. But either way, I think it's going to build a lot of hype. I think the power behind the game is there, and so while we didn't see any multiplayer stuff, with a lot of members from the Halo community being a part of 343 and in development with that, I don't want to say I have high hopes, but I have confidence. That the game's going to be good. The game's going to be competitive, balanced. And there's just going to be a lot of opportunity for a lot of people to compete at all levels, whether it be, again, with small communities like this or on the big main stage, and, people to make that progress. That's exactly what we're all about.
Mm-hmm. We'll always support whoever, like Looney probably going to these big LAN events with Market. You got MG support, man. If you do, rewatch this, but we fully support your team, and hopefully probably be one of the best EU teams out there. So, it's going to be crazy. New Halo game. Oh, I'm sorry. But, go ahead.
You're good, man. I was just commenting a little bit on this game now. Like, as we were sort of blabbering there, the same sort of behavior happening that Mocket and his squad at Mind Boggling, they're doing to Nova, and Nova able to come back here, but is it just a little too late? Sultanic with the invis now by himself. They need basically triple caps this whole time in order to make a comeback here, with needing 90 points to win. They only need 15, so they've got a lot of work on their hands. They need some big triple cap time, because that nice comeback that we saw might be just a little too late.
Just like from the last series, we saying about the Mind Boggling to Nova. Nova was like in this position back in Series 1, but it flip-flopped. Now it's Nova's turn to try and get this trip cap, try and get something going. And Monster knows it about going to this nest all by himself. Right. Since I am a little bit ahead of the stream, so.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But Monsters got taken down. But say that this is something miracle happens with the Nova team. But I don't see it happening.
Hard's making that play, and I think that's going to be all she wrote. Not quite enough time for them to cap that last one, and that should be it.
So, yeah, like, can't cut off Monsters going up to Nest and try to help Soul the last bit, but I saw, like I said, series is tied 1-1 going to.
Yes, he cut off a little bit there at the end, but nice win there from Mind Boggling, up 3-0. Now they're tied this one up 1-1 in our series. Taking a quick look at the stats here, expect nothing less out of Mocket, Looney, and Gent. 35 and 23 kills apiece, but also just look at the assists out of their team. I mean, just all in the double digits, and really Nova unable to string things together. Similarly, I think the way we saw the last Stronghold games that went in favor of Nova, especially at the end, that 200 to 141. I think it was like 200 to 154 or something that went the other way in Series 1. So just really going back and forth. I mean, these teams, it's awesome. I expect nothing less. I said that a million times now. Expect nothing less out of these teams. Super well matched. This whole league and this whole season have been full of these competitive games, and while this one went to a best of 3, the last one went a 3-1, and so we're seeing the good back and forth, and that means we're going to see at least 2 more games tomorrow. So on that note, we are all done for today. So tune back in tomorrow as we get these teams all rested up, as we're going to see at the very least the last two, which if I pull up this right here, yes, the last two. So we will for sure see the next best of 5 that Nova has chosen, with the maps and ranks there. This time finally getting to see Beast. I feel like that's one of the ranks we have seen the least of in this playoff, so that'll be exciting. And then closing it up with, again, the top 4, or at least potentially closing it up. If we end up go to another, the last one, and we end up being tied 2-2 here, we don't yet have the maps and game types for those. I believe we're kind of keeping them a little bit hushed up, just to make it sure that it's equal, you know. So that's good.
I could see it going to the final one. I just think Looney is the big. I don't know how to say it, but Looney is just the. I can't think of say I'm gonna say it. Like I was saying, but he is the main guy in my mind, and Composure too, for them good together.
Yeah.
But that was. I believe that was Composer's first pick. Was Mocular. He could get some help with that team.
For sure. Yeah, I believe it was. And so, all right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Tune back in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern right here on Twitch. And make sure to follow us on our Instagram and Twitter to make sure you're up to date on all that. And, hey, if you're new here and you're a part of any of the other gaming communities, or you're not a part of a community yet, give us a try. You can join. We mainly work out of Discord, and so that's where you can find out fun game nights to go to every single night of the week, not only for Halo, but Apex. We have them for Minecraft, GTA, so like all sorts of stuff. And at MG, that's really what we're trying to do is create a family of sorts, and sort of, again, the relationships and friendships that many times how I got involved here is I've just played games with people. I got a chance to compete, and now I end up, working on fun stuff like these graphics and trying to grow MG in the best way it can be, and having fun and supporting people in the best way that I know how. So it's quite fun. Again, consider giving us a join, and thanks everybody for tuning in. If you have any questions at all, too, don't hesitate to reach out. Through our Discord or even through Twitch chat here, or Instagram or Twitter. We've got people running all that stuff. And if you're at all interested in doing more, if you're already a part of MGE and you want to be a host for hosting game nights, or you want to do some more stuff behind the scenes or for this broadcast or stuff, definitely reach out. We're still in the works of building all this, and certainly as this season comes to a close, we'll be looking to bolster all of it and come up with some cool ideas and figure out how we can get better at what we do and be more professional and have fun and do more analytics and statistics and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's always a fun time working with video games.
Always fun. That's the dream job right there. Just work on what you like, playing video games, being a streamer, YouTuber, anything. Game tester, whatever. If it does with games, that living the life. If you're a gamer, that would be a fun. Be your own job, own boss. Work on your own schedule.
For sure. All right. On behalf of MGE, I'm Mr. Snow. This is Trig. We will see you tomorrow.